What's up, everybody? Ugh. So, I just got home from the hospital for the last few days. From one of the most unpleasant and painful and terrible experiences of my life. That had to do with just me, specifically, not not other people's problems. Usually, if I'm at the hospital for days, it's not me, it's other people. This is the first time since childhood I've been hospitalized at all. Um, so basically, what happened Saturday after I got off of work, I take a shower. I'm getting ready. We're going to go to the in laws for Mother's Day. I take a shower. I get out. I had just gone to the bathroom, did a number two. Not trying to be gross, but it's part of the story. And I started feeling a little cramping going on, right about there. And well, basically, it felt like, just normal, like stomach cramps or something like that. And when I say normal, I mean like every now and then that happens, right? So I just deal with it, and we get on our merry way. I go to the bathroom again before we leave, just thinking like I'm just a little blocked up or something, and I just need to go. And we spend the afternoon and the evening at the in-laws' house, and it's just progressing. I even go to the bathroom again there, and I ate a very light dinner because if I've got something going on, I didn't want to load on top of it. And it basically, we had a long drive home in the middle of a horrendous storm, and I'm like in pain. Like, I'm gripping the oh shit handle on Mishoki's car, like death grip on it. And then, we finally get home. I try to take some milk and magnesia, um, and hopefully try to get something moving. And well, that was like 10 o'clock at night. I kind of endured it. I couldn't go to the bathroom anymore, or at least nothing was coming. And then the pain was just getting worse and worse and worse. And eventually, I'm still trying to take it easy here. I got to get up and move around a bit, but I can't. I gotta be careful with myself still. So ultimately, round about 2 o'clock, after getting just a fraction of an hour's worth of sleep, I wake up the wife, and we go to the ER, and I am just doubling over in pain. Like, I can take a lot of pain. This was different because it was like, essentially I had a bowel obstruction. It took a little bit to get my CT. They gave me some pain meds, which definitely helped. Morphine. I've never had morphine before. I'm so glad we invented morphine. It did help. And so while we were waiting on the results, I'd already gotten the morphine. I'm just in the ER room. Luckily, we got there. That ER is normally packed to the gills when we have to go for my parents or anybody else. It's normally just balls to the wall. And considering it was prom weekend, had I gone the night before, for whatever reason, I would have been waiting for hours on end, apparently, because they deal with so many issues on this particular weekend. It's graduation, it's prom, it's, all kinds of things. So luckily I got in there, not busy at all. So in the time that they're waiting to get back from the CT, which eventually did say that I had an obstruction, the pain was coming back, and because that morphine dose was only for a little bit, I think it maybe lasted an hour, hour and a half. To the point where, like, if I was having what was essentially contractions, because it was my intestines trying to push something through that it couldn't move, for whatever reason. And so after that, they put in the worst thing I think I've ever endured in my life. And I know other people have had terrible things happen to them, by all means. This is the worst thing I've ever had to endure, and it's an NG tube. It's a suction tube that goes in your nose down the back of your throat and into your stomach, and possibly a little bit further. I was a little iffy on that. And not only did I have to have that shoved in, I had to sit there and wait until they could get an x-ray to make sure it was in the right position. So not only was that thoroughly painful going in, it doesn't matter how much you lube a pipe going in your face, it's still going to hurt all the way down. And it did. And I swear to God, I can still feel it. If my throat sounds a little rough, it's because this thing was in my throat for at least 24 hours, probably a little bit longer. The days kind of have all rolled together, not much sleep, and basically just constant being poked and prodded and everything. Thank God I didn't have to have like tons of sensors on me for like my heart or anything else like that. I just had to deal with blood pressure and oxygen monitoring every couple hours. And basically, the NG tube in, they sucked out a bunch of stuff, basically emptying my stomach and pulling all the gases and everything else out to basically deflate my belly to hopefully let the stuff go through. And then like right then it was like a really bad cramp and then like gone. And they didn't give me any more morphine at that point, but it just everything went out. Um so and it seemed like, and I could be wrong about this, but at least from an external point of view, it made it seem like they sucked out the blockage. That's not what happened. They basically, once they removed all the gas from my stomach and my stomach could decompress, my intestines had more room to expand because, you only have so much room inside your body. But the CT showed that apparently, like, it was a blockage. It wasn't a hard block, but they also couldn't tell exactly what it was, and had like a little bit of a looping thing going on. So apparently, and I knew about this, but I didn't know all the details. When I was an infant, roughly about 5 months old, in case anybody's doing the math, my birthday was 5 months ago. Strangely enough, so I had a severe blockage because I was a preemie baby as well. So in theory, I was technically only roughly a 3-month-old actual baby. It's 2 months early. So I had a severe blockage to the point that nothing was going out and stuff was coming up badly. Um, so they did surgery on me way back when. And they said that, in theory, because it happened then, at any point in my life, it could happen again. And lo and behold, 40 years later, it finally happened. Now, I've had constipation and stuff like that, but that could all be worked out. This was a full-on block. And they think that it was probably caused by a little bit of scar tissue, kind of just the right time, right place, the right thing I ate, or the most wrong thing I ate, because I'm currently going to be on a soft food / liquid diet for a few days just to make sure that my system is good. They don't want to like overload it again and me be right back in the hospital. And the funny thing is they listed off a whole bunch of stuff for me to avoid right now, and I ate most of those things Saturday before, while I was at work, like some snacks and lunch. Basically everything they told me not to eat, I ate in one day. On top of already eating like garbage. I fully admit I have been eating terribly recently. Like I'll do intermittent fasting where like if I have a big dinner, I'll be skipping breakfast. If I space it out, sometimes I'll skip dinner and eat breakfast and lunch. So it just depends on the day. And then there's days where I'll eat, 3 full meals, full. And I know that with birthday parties and other parties in the last month or so, I have really eaten like crap over the last few weekends. And at some point, it's always going to catch up to you. So, whether it was a leftover problem from 40 years ago, or it's I just ate the perfect combination of terrible stuff to just go, I mean, at least it was a quote-unquote simple fix instead of going full-on surgery, which would have put me out for 6 to 8 weeks from work. Not to mention missing my vacation that we're going on in a week and a half. Barely a week and a half. Actually, today's Tuesday. We're leaving for a vacation next Thursday. So, a little over a week, actually. So, I thank all the doctors at St. Luke's for what they did. Even as impatient as I was getting, pun intended, Um, basically, had we waited a little bit longer, it could have probably been life threatening. But, had I gone sooner, I mean, sure, it would have been in a little bit less pain, a little, few hours ahead of it. But if I had gone Saturday when it started, probably actually would have been better, or not better, but worse off, because there's certain things they don't do on the weekends, which is why it took so long. Because basically, from Sunday morning till Monday morning, other than just basically being monitored and having constant suction, keeping my system dry, I couldn't eat anything, couldn't drink anything, just on IV fluids. And it wasn't until Monday evening that I finally got to put anything in me. And I got the NG tube out, which was horrendous. Caused my nose to bleed and stuff like that. I've got scar tissue in my nose from being a chronic nose picker. Look, even though you don't want to admit it, you too are a chronic nose picker. I know you are. I don't know who you are, but I know you are. So either way, after finally getting some food and everything in me, felt better. I mean, all liquid food basically. Had breakfast this morning. Got to have some coffee. Basically, I got to go to the bathroom for the first time effectively since Saturday. That was yesterday evening, and doctors checked me over 2 or 3 times to make sure that I was good. Said, "Get the fuck out of here. Here's a list of things to not do for a while." And I'm like, okay. But it means that basically I have to do the things that I've been dreading doing, and that is losing weight, which I can do if I try. I can do. But I can't. I'm terrible at maintaining. I'm 40 years old. I'm definitely at this point, probably 90 pounds, at very least 90 pounds overweight. Um, for my own sake, I feel like I'm roughly 70 pounds, 60 pounds overweight because I have there's a good weight that I feel at, or a weight I feel really good at and held onto for a long time. And then things changed up, and then I just steadily put on weight. And while I admit it, I'm much fatter than I should be. And after getting hurt in January when I fell down the stairs, fucked up my knees, I haven't been able, or I wasn't able to work out or anything else like that for a while, putting a lot of stuff off between either stress eating or bored eating, just doing everything wrong, leading to, putting me in the hospital for 2 damn days. And, now I got to take it easy on myself. And I got a vacation coming up where there's going to be lots of good food, and I don't want to miss out on that. So I've got to be good to myself, because if you're not going to be good to yourself, no one else is. Because people can try, but usually if you're not good to yourself and other people are trying to be good to you, you don't let them. So it's got to start with you being good to yourself. And that's something that I definitely need to work on. Same thing with the wifey. It's a journey that we need to take together. It does suck because she got to eat all the good kind of food over the last couple of days, and I got to miss it. And she, with the butthead that she is, brought coffee into that damn hospital room yesterday. And I'm like, baby, it's like you're torturing me. I literally can't even ingest anything right now. So basically, I need to work on me. I need to lose weight. I need to go to the dentist. I've got some bad teeth that are not getting better because they don't just get better on their own, but that's another thing I need to get worked on. I need new glasses, just in general. For those who don't realize, I wear glasses. I do wear glasses, but have not been to the doctor or eye doctor in forever. 40 years old now. I got to take care of all the stuff that 40-year-olds need to do, basically. Because I see the shape that my parents have ended up in after years of not really taking care of themselves, and because they've already got bad genes, well, they only went one place, unfortunately. So, I need to do better about myself, things like that. But I wanted to put this out here for everybody. That's kind of a little bit of a vlog. The fun thing is, at least coming home from the hospital, I got a new comic book, I got a new Transformer to deal with. But I've been so lazy lately, which I'm sure also has been part of it. Basically what I'm doing right now, sitting on the couch, is what I've come home to do almost every day from work. Just come home, put on Netflix or Hulu, or play some video games, which I could probably do right now. Like right now, I've got an excuse to be taking it easy. The last 2 weeks, I've got no excuse. I've just been lazy. Basically, record the podcast, edit the podcast, put that out. I've got videos sitting there. I've got out the box videos I've already filmed. I've got in the kitchen videos I've filmed. I've been waiting, just sitting, not doing the quote unquote new reviews. Um, I've just been doing nothing, and I'm sure that probably has something to do with it. It's like, hey, let me eat a bunch of food and then sit and do nothing. Like stay in one position all afternoon after eating a buttload of junk food. You know, if nothing is going to make you feel shitty about yourself, it's nearly dying because you ate too much junk food. When I say nearly dying, I don't want to overinflate it, but had I not gone to the hospital, it could have been really, really dangerous. So don't ignore signs from your body, guys. If you're in pain, especially in a way that is new and foreign to you, don't ignore it. Do the right thing, and maybe don't drive an hour and a half away when you're having issues. Even if it is for Mother's Day, and you've got loved ones to go see. Couldn't even go see my own mom because I was hurting in the hospital, but got to go see Miss Shoki's mom's. So either way, guys, for everybody who sees this, thanks for your support. If you watch my videos, if you're in the chat on different channels, whatever, just thanks for always just watching. I know I'm not doing much lately, and I should be doing more. But the patrons have been caught up on a lot of things, realistically. Um, and I don't want to use this as a plug for Patreon, but I have put up a lot more there than anywhere else, and we have a nice tight knit group on the Patreon. So there'll be a link in the description down below if you want to see that kind of stuff. But I wanted to make this video because basically I wanted to let everyone know what's going on, because I know even though I don't do much on YouTube anymore in the same way I used to, there's still a lot of people who still care and things like that. So, but I'll see you guys later. I'm actually gonna go take a shower and then play with my new transformer because I need to do that. But thanks as always for everyone who sent hopes and prayers and stuff like that. And by the way, still need them because the next few days could be rocky for all I know. It's like I don't feel at 100%. I feel probably about 75%. But I'm gonna try to take care of myself. And you guys do the same. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones, because you never know when it might be the last day. And to watch my wife react the way she was to seeing me in the condition I was, it's a big effect on me. Because normally we're the ones sitting there watching someone else go through it, and this time it was us going through it, and that's, you know, sorry, trying not to actually tear up in the moment. So either way, bye guys.